What's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. As you can see, I'm not in my studio, right? So let's just talk about what's going on. The EU was doing a retaliative tariff on us, and now we are, should I say, our president is doing a retaliative 500% retaliation tariff on specific things, to the EU, right? And this is what I was talking about, right? We're not going to get into blaming. We're just going to talk about us and our money, okay? But on top of that, we got the NASDAQ, which was already in correction territory, and now we got the S&P in correction territory, meaning down by 10%. So the NASDAQ, the Dow plummeted, and now the S&P 500 down in correction territory. Now, anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. Sorry, that's just rude. To buy, hold, or sell. And I'm just telling you that I'm buying. Now, I understand no one has unlimited dry powder. Nobody has unlimited dry powder. At some point, you got to stop buying. The question is, how long is this going to last? How long is it going to last? And at some point, you just got to stop buying and start holding. Now, I showed you guys what I was buying, and I choose to go into the ETFs heavier. I spent thousands of dollars into these ETFs, and someone is going to say, that's crazy. You don't know how far it's going to fall. But all I know is I've been doing this a long time, good people, a long time. And I've seen this before. We've been here before. And if you go back, take the S&P 500, all right, which for those of you that don't know, 500 of some of America's top companies around the world, all into, one ETF. Okay, so let's just take the S&P 500 and zoom out. Just zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. Every time you see a dip, there was an opportunity to buy. And if you go back to, what was that? October, I believe, of 2022, you'll see a dip, right? Then if you go back to COVID, you'll see another dip. Then you go back to 2008, you'll see another dip. And you'll see minor dips in between. And then when you zoom out, you'll see that those were opportunities to buy. Long as you buy somewhere in the dip, you don't have to buy the bottom, and you don't have to guess the bottom. Trying to guess the bottom is a fool's game, and you won't do it, and the smartest people in the world won't do it. Some will make a call, and some will guess and get it right? And make an educated guess, I get it, and get it right. But you won't. So at some point, you got to buy. Now, a lot of the Mag 7 are now coming, they're less expensive. Let's face it, before the tariffs, the market was still frothy. Big tech was still too expensive, and we needed prices to come down. So look at the PEs. I want you to snapshot where the PE is on your favorite stock. And then I want you to, if it keeps going down, I want you to look at it a week from now. Let's say the market keeps going down. I want you to look at the PE of it a week from now. Just Google, what was NVIDIA's PE, let's say when after Trump got in office and the market shot up, right? Just look at the top. Google what was the PE of NVIDIA on that day, and then you will see that these things are going on sale now, right? You're purchasing the price to earnings. And so this is what investing is all about. And I'm talking to long-term investors. Now, man, there was a fake out this morning. I told the people in Money Move there will be a fake out, and it was absolutely an opening bell fake out. The S&P, so if you were doing puts on the SPY and QQQ, you won, but then it turned around and reversed, right? And that's because we had PPI, Producers Price Index, which showed that inflation is cooling for the PPI. But remember, none of the tariff news is in these numbers. This was February's PPI, right? And then you had the tweet from Trump, all right? He actually put it out on Truth Social. And so the entire stock market is confused, and so is crypto. So crypto's cooling off and stocks are cooling off. And so this is why I'm consistently saying we have to get our head out of the politics to see what's going on with our money and just focus on that, all right? And remove your emotions, because at the end of the day, who is it going to cost? The tariffs. Us? Look at your 401ks, right? There's more activities in 401ks now than it has been since 2009. People rebalancing their 401ks, being more active. So the 401ks are now more actively traded because you guys are going to your employers and saying, hey, let's move this to this, right? And we're in a state of risk off. And so, again, for those that's been asking, why do you keep so much dry powder? Something like this is gonna happen. It does. Every 7 years, something happens where there's times and opportunities for those who wait to actually just buy true dips. And when you go into recession area, when you go into correction area, that is a place where you can buy. Of course, recession, you're talking down by negative 20%. And there's definitely buying opportunities in there for those of us that are patient. Be careful of what you buy. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing I learned, and these guys that talk about nobody should buy penny stock, there's a lot to learn with penny stock. When the market is beat down the absolute worst, I actually go into the penny market, penny stock market, and I see what the penny stock market is doing. And then I see what mid caps are doing. And then I see what big tech is doing. Because there's a story to be told. You will see when things start to bottom out. And don't chase the bottom. It's best to get a confirmed recovery for those of you that have limited amount of money. And that means that you missed the bottom and you see that it's coming off the bottom and you having positive news and upward momentum. That's when you start to dollar cost average back in, okay? And so I am focused now on long-term investing and not just swing trading. Though the next time something like this happens, which will be this year, you will guys that's following me, you'll be ready. I'm gonna make sure you're ready, especially those of you that's gonna be in the money moves. We're gonna let this week pass and probably next week pass, and we're gonna get into some serious training. And that's what we're going to do so we can be ready to capitalize. You got to learn a new skill. There's money to be made when the market is going down by doing puts on the stock market. And there's money to be made when the market is going up. So for most of you that's listening, it's time to just sit still and learn a new trade. And if you can't make money while the market is going down, that simply means you need to learn a new skill. I make money whether the market's going down or up. But I want to share that information with you guys. So we're going to let next week pass, and then we're really going to get into some deep studying, training on how you guys can make money. All right. Now, I just want to say this in closing. This is temporary. This too shall pass. We know what's going on. The government may be shutting down now. Now you got Chuck Schumer on the Dems side that always cries, if the government shuts down, it's going to be the Republicans' fault. Now the shoe is on the other foot. And then they're going to yell about, oh, but they're trying to put this in that bill and that in that bill. Well, it's the same thing that they were doing. It's a game, good people. It's ping pong. It goes back and forth. All right. And so I'm again going to warn you guys to remove yourself from the day-to-day blah blah. This is politics, and see how it affects you. Now, don't get mad, get even. You get even by learning a new skill and learn how to earn, okay? So no specific stock, no specific plays today, because tomorrow's Friday. And in a market like this, now it could bounce back up, but I would be very careful on Friday, because a lot of people are risked off and they don't want to risk the market over the weekend. They don't want to risk another retaliatory tariff or one coming from the US. And so what do? Some of people are just going to take their money out of the market, causing things to fall. So be careful. Tomorrow on Friday, remember, I'm good at this. Pay close attention to the first hour of opening bell tomorrow, and more importantly, the last hour of closing bell Friday. The last hour of the market. That's where you really want to pay close attention to tomorrow, being Friday, because of what I just told you. All right. Hey, I was just here waiting on someone. Thought I'd just jump in and make a video. Make sure you check out the links below. We love you guys, and we're in this together. Okay. But all is not lost. This too shall pass. To somebody, this is very painful. But to somebody else that has dry powder and just getting in, this is a buying opportunity. And for those of us that's been through markets like this, we know how to navigate. All right. Love you guys. See you later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.